Donald Trump did not address the New York Times revelations in his latest Pennsylvania speech. Tonight, we have expert analysis on how the leaks on both sides are impacting the race. Joining us in studio is Claremont McKenna College Professor Jack Pitney. Professor, thank you so much for joining us. So, this information coming out tonight in the New York Times just released one tax year from Donald Trump, and this was bombshell information about how he claimed such a huge loss and that may have given him shelter from federal taxes for at least 20 years. How do you think this is going to impact him in the weeks moving forward?
It's not going to help. It's a double hit. On the one hand, he didn't pay tax for this year, might not have paid taxes for many years after. A lot of people are going to resent that, but even more than that, he lost $1 billion. He's supposed to be the big successful businessman, but people are going to remember he managed to lose $1 billion. That undercuts his message of success in being a winner.
Well, he not only lost $1 billion, but the Times article also clearly points out how some of these investments that he had, he left some of the investors and some of the contractors who all signed up on some of these commercial real estate investments basically out in the cold. He paid himself after some of these investments failed and then left everybody else in the dust.
That's right, and this reminds people of the stories that have already come out that he has stiffed vendors, he has stiffed employees, and he has left investors in the cold. And that undercuts again his message that he's a great businessman. This is a very bad story for him.
Well, Hillary Clinton's own words are coming back to haunt her as well from a February fundraiser. She was trying to show understanding for their plight during a private fundraiser, but the hashtag basement dwellers is blowing up on Twitters. This isn't exactly a perfect week for her either. How does the latest flap underscore her problems appealing to younger voters? She was referring to, of course, Bernie Sanders supporters and who they should vote for and what kind of people they are, you know, in this particular fundraising speech.
This is a problem. She has difficulty reaching these younger voters. Polls show a lot of them might be sitting out the election. This could hurt her, but it would have hurt her a lot more during the primary campaign when Bernie Sanders was on the other side. Bernie Sanders has rushed to her defense, saying that she was being sympathetic to their economic plight, and that mitigates a lot of the damage. Also, the Trump campaign was very slow to react to this. If they had a very good opposition research operation, they would have been able to swoop in faster and make more of this, driving some of the Hillary Clinton voters into the camp of the Green Party or maybe not voting at all. But they botched an opportunity.
Yeah, so you see this as too little too late in that respect. Okay, so this campaign season, we have seen some untraditional Republicans beat out the establishment. It seems like the right-wing media is breaking with that tradition as well. Today, the Chicago Tribune endorsed Gary Johnson, and other news outlets are also making some surprising endorsement picks. The Arizona Republic being one example of how they haven't endorsed anything other than a GOP candidate in decades, and now they're endorsing Hillary Clinton.
That's right, and newspaper endorsements generally don't make a great deal of difference. People don't pay attention to them in the presidential races, maybe for the lower races. But this is a symptom of Trump's problem in certain key states. Take Arizona. That's a state that Hillary Clinton could actually win. It has 3 constituencies that are very difficult for Trump: Hispanic Americans, Mormons, Native Americans. And this endorsement in a close election is just the thing that could tip that final bit of the vote to put that state in Clinton's column. All right.
Professor Jack Pitney of Claremont McKenna College, thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday night. This is sure to be a very interesting week ahead in this election. Thank you.